Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Karen Marsdale and I'm president at the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce. And I am here today with Member Spotlight, which is of course a favorite of mine because I get to interview and get back to some of our members that I haven't seen in a while. And with me today is one of those members of the Chamber, and that is Tim McLeod, who is president and CEO of Riverfront Credit Union. So Tim, welcome. It's great to see you again.
Thanks for having me, Karen.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you come out. And we were talking a little bit about, before the segment, about financial services.
Right.
And some of us think that that's very complicated, and we just kind of want to put that behind us. And we know how important it is for people to really have a strong sense of financial literacy. You said your motto was, and please say it for me because I think you say it so well.
Our motto and mission statement, Karen, is to put every member in a better financial position. Simply put.
And I think you're doing that. You're doing that for so many people in this community, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's important for our folks to know what you do and perhaps what you do a little differently, so that they can know more about Riverfront.
Sure.
So. Tell me.
With that said, Karen, like we just said, one of the things that we try to do on a daily basis is make the financial process of everyday living simplified. We have basic shares, which savings accounts. We have basic checking accounts. We have any type of loan that you could borrow, just like any other financial institution would offer. But Karen, what we do a little different. We simplify the process. We make it easy to apply. One of the things that we've been very focused on over the last 2 years, actually since I've been here nearly 4 years now, is developing our e-branch. Our e-branch is where we culminate everything that we do to where you can access that basically from any electronic device, your cell phone, your iPad, your computer, our website. You can go to a kiosk.
Oh,
actually,
cool.
And get to our services. In doing so, you can apply for membership, you can apply for a loan, and then it goes through a very tedious but quick process in the decision-making aspect of it, so that we can turn that right back around, contact that member, and make sure, or potential member even, and make sure that member understands everything that we need. If we need any additional information, most times we don't need additional information, but whatever they need. And also at the same time, and you touched on it from a financial services standpoint, oftentimes our members will come to us needing that basic $1,000. Maybe it's a facelift on a back porch, or maybe a flower bed, or something like that. So what our financial services representatives do, they look at the overall picture of that potential or that particular consumer, and oftentimes what we find, there's other higher interest elements there that's costing that consumer additional money they shouldn't be paying.
Oh, interesting. So you're almost doing like an audit for them.
An audit, we call it cross-sell.
Cross-sell.
Just to be honest, obviously we're a financial institution. We're not for profit, but we do need to make a bottom line, if you will.
Oh, absolutely.
We generate revenue. We got to pay the bills, and electronic services and things of that nature cost a lot of money. But we give it back as a credit union. We give it back to the member in the form of lower interest rates and higher dividend rates on savings.
Okay.
So there's the trade-off.
So would you say that in today's market, we talk a lot about this at the Chamber, probably, again, businesses, we say, you might, we were just talking about this, you might make a great chocolate chip cookie, now you're going into business,
Exactly.
And you really don't know a lot about things like cash flow and credit,
Right.
or some other things that, basic business principles. And we also know that we are sort of in a world where a lot of young people have relied on moms and dads to help them, and they don't teach them financial literacy.
Right.
And so I think, are you saying that, generationally, you're seeing more people that really kind of need these basic 101s, if you will, on on how to do these things appropriately as opposed to inappropriately?
Right. Yeah, a very good question, Karen. The answer is two parts, and it's not just the younger ones, what we refer to as the millennials.
Right.
Oftentimes, what we find in the other generational bands are consumers that's had trouble. Maybe they got behind on their payments. Maybe a life event happened and caused their credit to diminish quite rapidly. As you know, sometimes it's easy to generate good credit, or it's easy, but it takes a while to generate good credit. But oftentimes, when a life event happens, your credit and your credit score, what a lot of people refer to, crashes, and it takes a lot of time to get that rebuilt.
Right.
So what we do is help consumers start back off slow and help them build back up. Now, that's in, excuse me, when those life events happen. But what about, like you said, the younger ones, what we refer to as the millennials? Oftentimes we find in the educational process, which here in Berks County we do a real good job in the educational system in getting that in front of those young
that's
consumers.
Great to hear. That's good to hear.
Well, I got one little point I want to say about that in just a second. But what we find in the real life, oftentimes these consumers, they don't understand the reality of it. So what we have done at Riverfront over the last 2 years, we have been sending our financial service representatives to financial counseling school.
Oh, great.
And getting them certified so that whenever a young member comes into the credit union, they actually are sitting in front of a certified financial counselor that can actually work them through a budget if they don't understand that process.
What a great asset.
It is. It is a very great asset. Now, my operations officer is going to get mad at me when I say this, but in 2018, we're going to start a process by which we can schedule, a consumer can call us and schedule to talk with one of our financial counselors for free.
Wow.
It's a service
Wow.
that we provide as a member or to our members. So with that, they will be able to come in for no other reason and sit down with a certified financial counselor, one that can lay out a budget for them, help them go through the process so they understand this is how much income I've got. These are the expenses, my bills, if you will, and they will be able to work them through a process to where at the end of the month, hopefully they've got some money to put in the savings account.
Right, exactly.
But also show them how to accumulate those savings by not spending money on things that are somewhat needless at that point in time.
Sure. No, I think that we're such a consumer-driven society, and and we hear all the stats that we're gaining in debt at a very fast rate.
Right.
So I think that's great.
And one more point, as I said, we do have a real good process here in the Berks County schools to teach financial literacy and make that a proponent part of the understanding for these young consumers getting ready to approach their college time and life. Regardless if they go into college or a trade school, they still need that fundamental knowledge base.
Absolutely.
Of how do I spend my money? How should I spend my money? Or what should I spend my money on and when?
Right.
So we do a good job of that. But we are very fortunate in the fact that we're allowed and invited to come into the schools and offer presentations for financial understanding and educational purposes.
I think that today's educators know, and that's sort of, we've been involved at the Chamber doing more and more in workforce, and that's something that we hear a lot from our educators, that they know that the kids are not getting this. There's just there's so much time in the day, and this is one of the things that has sort of fallen off the table, it really is unfortunate. But it just sounds like you've got a great not only product, and but you've also got a great culture.
Right.
At Riverfront. So that's really the heart of when somebody walks into the door or makes a call or whatever that they're doing, is to know that, boy, this is a great place to do business.
Right.
And that is so true. I know our time is coming to an end. It's been great talking to you, and
Likewise.
I really would say to our folks out there, Riverfront has a great history in this community. Been a great partner with a lot of different entities, and please, think about opening the account,
Yes,
getting
please.
that, getting on those apps and those kinds of things, and make your life easier. So, Tim, thank you so much for being here, and it was
Thank you.
great hearing the story again. And we wish you so much success as you've had in your short tenure, and it's going to just grow from here.
It will. And thank you for all you guys do at the Chamber for us and,
Well,
and
you know,
supporting the community.
We're here to, we want to grow. We are economy growers, all of us, right?
You are a huge asset here in Berks
Thank
County.
you. Thanks, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.